Toy people, toy people, toy people. This is Jerry. How are you guys doing out there in Toyland? Whether it be morning, afternoon, or evening, I hope everybody out there in Toyland is doing well and enjoying your weekend. Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday. And for those of you who are off on the weekend or maybe off on this weekend, congratulations, enjoy yourself. But I say all the time, please be safe out here. Please be safe out here. And to those of you who, like myself, have to work the weekend, I hope you find a little bit of time to do something that you like to do. My thing is, I like world building. And so sometimes I find a little bit of time to do it. Sometimes I don't have much time to do it because I have a whole lot of responsibility. I work a lot, and between that and just having work-life balance and all of that, it's a lot to do. So this is part 7 of the tour of WOOKIE'S world. So this area is the marketplace. Now, as I say, we are maybe halfway through WOOKIE'S world. And I wanted to give everybody a detailed explanation of what I did with this. I started building this huge diorama playset back in 2023. So we are halfway through 2026. And I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I have done with it so far. I still have some more stuff that I want to do to it. There's more spaces that I can add. There's things that I need to rearrange. But I just would like to show you guys what I did with this and give you a detailed explanation because it's a lot of scratch building. However, it's also things that I have repurposed, meaning I find them from thrift stores and I bring them home. I take what I want out of it. I've learned that, especially when I started my Instagram page. I would follow other creators and I learned how to take apart play sets, take what I want out of it, repaint it, repurpose, reimagine it, and put it in WOOKIE'S world. And so if this is the first video that you're seeing, WOOKIE'S world was created in 2023, and I named it WOOKIE'S world because I named it after a patient that I used to take care of. Now I do realize that Wookiees or Wookie was a Chewbacca from Star Wars. And that's what I thought this patient was named after. I thought they liked Star Wars, or he liked Star Wars, and his family started calling him Wookie. Well, no, that's not what it was, sort of. He was just born a very large child. I mean, very large baby. So they just started calling him Wookie. I took care of him, and I never ever heard him speak because he was a young man. He was actually only a year older than me, and he had a series of strokes. And so I took care of him, and even though he couldn't no longer speak, I don't know, I was just in sync with him, and I think I understood his situation better because my mother had ALS, and in her final days she could no longer speak, but for some reason I just sit there, watch her move her mouth, and I was like, okay, do it one more time, I think I got it. And it was the same thing with him. Even though he never really was able to move his mouth, I was just really in sync with him. He passed away in 2021 at the age of 47. I think it was 47 when he passed away. And so I decided to name this station after him because I really I just really felt a lot of empathy for him. And he had an awesome family unit, and his family still is in contact with me until this day. I still talk to his mom. As a matter of fact, I talked to her last week. So and I asked her permission, could I name it WOOKIE'S world? And she was like, oh, I think that is so amazing. So I named it WOOKIE'S world. So this is part 7 of the tour of WOOKIE'S world, and this is considered the market. So here's where stuff goes on. They buy and they sell things. And when I say sell things, here in WOOKIE'S world, they don't really buy it. They kind of trade it, or they just come in and say, hey, this is what I need. And what I'm going to do too is have like these little tickets. So they trade the tickets in for whatever they want. So we work here at Wookie's World, and then we play at Wookie's World. So you'll see areas where people are working, then you see areas where people are playing. And you'll see all of this on the tour because I'm giving a detailed tour. And then I'm going to do what I call a flyover, and we're going to see the whole station put together with all the lights on at night and see how it works. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I've only done it like a couple of times where I just turn off all the lights in my room, or in my office rather, and just light it all up, and it's like really, really cool. So I digress, and we're going to get back to the tour. So part 7 is the marketplace. And right here, we'll start right here where it says the market. Now, these are those little kid leathers. And they have like magnets on the back of them. Well, this area over here is not a magnet, so I just glued them onto the wall back there. Now, the wall back there in the back, that back wall back there, this area right here, that is just a piece of tile. Now, I would go to what we call here in Florida the Restore, Habijack's Restore, and they sell things like companies build like apartments and maybe subdivisions and buildings, all this kind of stuff. And then when they get finished with all that building material, they may take it to the Habijack store and they resell it. So this is literally a ceiling tile. And so I took the ceiling tile and I put some joint compound on it. And my neighbor had some tiles that she was throwing away. And so I was like, hey, I want them. And she was like, of course, Jerry, I know you want them. Look, I don't know what you're getting ready to do over there, but I know you want these tiles. So she gave them to me, and I bought them to my house, and I just really just stuck them in between that joint compound. And as I was putting it together, of course, I measured 3-4 times. And guess what? Measured it wrong. Still tried to stick it in there, and guess what? I broke it. So I'm going to eventually have to put something in there, but as of right now, I haven't done it, and it's broke. I can't believe I did that. Well, yes, I can believe I did that because I'm goofy like that. It just is what it is. I'm cool with it. I'll fix it eventually. So that's what that is. Now, earlier today, I went through and most of the batteries were dead. So, like, the light right there and that light right there, those lights, the batteries had died. Now, I'm not going to complain because really I've never changed those batteries, so they've been in there for like since I built Wookie's World, so I can't complain about the batteries in that. So when I got ready to put it back on, got ready to take the batteries off, it came off the wall and it came unglued from the wall. I called myself putting it back on there, and I didn't put it back on there evenly. Look at that, uneven. That's just me. I'll fix it eventually. I'll fix it. So back there where it says marketplace, all those little fruits on the wall, those are erasers. And I got them from Walmart. So that's what that is. Now, right here, this young man who is cooking, that grill, I got that grill right there, this grill right here. I got that from Dollar Tree. So it's like a Barbie doll size. So it's like 112. So it's a little big for them. So what I did was I just made a little stool right here. And it's really out of just a piece of scrap wood. And I made a little stool there for him to stand on. So that's what that is. And all that food back there, most of that I got from Temu. The chicken and all that, and that big hunk of piece of meat back there, I got that from Temu, right there. I got all that from Temu. Now over here, this is a little grill as well. Right here, the little brick thing. This is a little grill as well. Now, what it's made of is these foam. They're not foam. They're kind of like really like styrofoam. And they're supposed to look like cinder blocks. So I just put them together, and then I put a little bit of to hold them together, I put a little bit of joint compound or either spackling to make it look like actual bricks, and then I just painted it red and then weathered a little bit. All that food back there, all this right here, all that came from Temu. And it does, I have like one of those, like, see this right here, the flickering light? I have one that's inside of there, but I would have to like pick all that stuff up and turn it on, and I just didn't do it today. Now, over here in the corner, way back there, let me see if I can zoom in. I have another guy back here, and it's a little grill. And the lights to the grill is right there where that little box is. So it goes all the way down in there, and then he's able to cook. So he cooks, and then this little guy cooks. Coming on down around here, I got my fisherman. So the fisherman is a chap-made fisherman. I like him. And the oven is made from a piece of PVC pipe. So I just cut a piece of PVC pipe, I painted it, and then I put like this little knob right here on it. And then some granny grating on the top, as you can see, granny grating on the top, and I made a little smoker. Back up, it's like really hard to get back there, but you'll see there's a guy back there. He's cooking, and I have like a little sink area, so he has like a fish back there, and he is washing. Now, coming on down here, this whole thing right here, this whole thing was a nativity scene that I found at the thrift store. And I turned it into this little area where I can see, I said, well, they'll be selling stuff like firewood, and then Nelson's repair shop. Now, Nelson's repair shop comes from my neighbor. My neighbor, Mr. Nelson, fixed everything. When I first moved into this house after my mother passed away, and I moved back into this house, I was gone for like about 6 months. But when I moved back, Mr. Nelson, my neighbor next door to me, said, hey, if you need something fixed, because I did. I needed, like, it was a big hole in the house, and I didn't know how to fix it. He said, get Mr. Nelson to fix it. And I was like, you sure he'll fix it? He was like, he fixes everything. And he wasn't lying. Not only does he fix it for you, he does not break your wallet in fixing it. He helped me fix a lot of things around here. And right now he's sick. I hate that he's sick, but he still watches, like he still sits on his front porch. And if I have to go out of town, or even when I go to work, Mr. Nelson still watches out for the neighborhood. And he was a very cool guy, and I like to thank him for all that he has done for this neighborhood, because he really gets in, and he has helped a lot of us back here to keep our houses working, lawnmowers fixed, and everything. He's been a great help. I hate that he's sick, but he's hanging in there, and he's doing well. He's back up on his feet. I see him every day walking around, and I'm so happy for that. I'm so happy for him. And I also like to thank his wife, Miss Lori, because she doesn't mind lending him out to the neighborhood, and I really appreciate you, Mr. Nelson and Miss Lori, and their son Chris, because Chris ended up giving me a whole barrel full of Lego pieces, and I have been using them in my scratch build. So I like to thank those three. And let's move on. So right here I got a guy just selling firewood. So this is a little scratch build house. This little house right in here. This little area with this little guy right here. Let me see if I can point him out. Right there. So it's really like a little scratch build area. So basically, at Dollar Tree, they had these thin pieces of scrap wood. So that back panel back there, right there, and the top part right here, and there's a bottom part right there, I just glued that together. And then I put like a little piece of, like, this little stick right here. It's just a little piece from, I think it's like one of those little bamboo skewers, and I just cut it off and put it there because it keeps sagging. So I just put that there. The little pieces of wood and stuff, I got that from Dollar Tree. And they used to sell these. I don't see them much. Sometimes I see them around Christmas time still. So that's where I got that from, and the little barrels of hay. I got that from Dollar Tree as well. Now, I also have right here, that little thing right there. I have one of those, see those flickering lights back there? I have one of those inside where the wood is stacked up right there. I have one of those little lights in there installed and have the stuff just glued on top of it just to make it look like there's a fire. I really should take that out of there because if if it was a real fire, it shouldn't be back there because it burned the whole little hut down, wouldn't it? Wasn't even thinking about that. I'm just crazy. Here I found this little toy. I don't know where it came off of, but it's one of those. It was in one of those little toy bags that you find at the thrift store. So I just got it. I spray painted it silver, and I meant to go back and repaint it and weather it, but I just haven't gotten a chance to do that yet. And this little barrel right here is really this right here. It's nothing but I think that's I don't know what it came off of, but I put some of that corrugated paper around it and just put like this top on it and made it like some kind of little garbage pail thing or something like I think I'm going to end up using it for like if you're burning firewood. People do that, burn firewood. So back here, this area right here, that's the scratch build thing too. So right over here where Nelson's shop is and the firewood is, it's the same type of wood, but this right here, they're thinner pieces. They come in little thinner pieces. And the only thing I did was just glue it around there and cut out. I was able to cut out a little area to make the window like right in there. And he's just selling stuff. Now over here, this right here, this is my little police substation. This used to be a part of some type of play set, and I took it apart and I said, well, that could be my little police substation. And so I found a little toy, that little girl toy right there, a little police officer, in one of the bags from the thrift store. And I put her up there, and then I put the little Lego pieces up there just to say my little substation. And that's what that is. Now over here, these, I call them my diorama people. But what they're called is pretend professionals. So it's that guy right there. Oh, my pointer is not working. There we go. That guy right there, that lady right there, and the guy in the back there. They are all a part of that pretend professional. So what I did was I just got them from the thrift store. They were in bags. So I got them from the thrift store and I brought them home and I repainted them. And just like he's holding fruit, there's one over here and she right there. Can I get my pointer on her? Right. Well, let me see. Let me just zoom in. That lady right there. There's like it was a boatload of them at the thrift store. And so I just brought them home. I think there's about 100 of those things probably. I've painted a lot of them, and so I just stick them right on in with and they fit on in with my 1/18 scale, guys. Now, this right here, this little table here, this table, let's see if I can point it out. This table right here is another scratch build. It's nothing but a piece of scrap wood, and I put some of that like that. I think it's called burlap right here. I put that around there to make a little skirt, and it's a table. So he's selling eggs and stuff. And all the little fruits and stuff, like I said, they are erasers from Walmart. And this right here, this is a color changing light, and I found it in one of those toy bags from the thrift store. And I brought it home because it was painted, it was white. And so I was like, that's a pineapple, why should it be white? So it's a pineapple, but I painted it yellow, and then I painted the top of it green. And this netting right here, see if I can show it to you. That little netting right there, the netting that came from, it was a banner that I found, and I took the sign off, and I just used it to like make a petition so you could tell like the difference between like where you are from the garage, just to block it off. And all the fruits that's like that I have glued to the wall, those I found at the thrift store, and I just brought them home and literally just glued them to the wall. Now, that little shelf back there, I got to finish working on that shelf and like paint it. The only thing I did was spray paint it with some metallic paint. But I really just do need to get in there and detail that. That came off of, I think it's one of those Epoch houses, and it's a fruit stand. And so I took that out of it, and I just, because this is a marketplace, and this is where like fruits and vegetables are going to be sold. And so I just sat it there, but I really do need to do some detailing with it. So that's what this is, and these little containers where the fruits and stuff is being held is nothing but Jenga blocks, and they on scrap wood or on those little kid building blocks. So this is the marketplace. This is the marketplace. And this is part 7 of the tour of Wookie's World. I hope you enjoy it. And please like, comment, subscribe, and also visit me on Instagram, Jerry_904. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next tour. Bye.